Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unmuted.
Turn me up now. Now we unmuted. I'm about to be one of the best to ever do it. Simp 7 in the building, you already knew it. Roll on my sleeve, so let's get to it. I'm walking with my purpose, I'm walking in my vision. So that means I'm just a man on this mission. I'm just a comedian that happen beats Christian. So let that beat drop, give them what they missing. Yeah. Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
Of course. All right, here we go. All right, guys, here we go. Welcome to Unmuted. I have a very special, wonderful guest in the house today. She is a comedian. She is a wonderful person. I had the opportunity to meet her, I would say 2019. We did a show together, an event. And since then, she's been a dear friend, and I've seen her grow even more. And I'm happy to have right here on Unmuted is none other than Miss Marrie Miller, y'all. Y'all give it up. Give it up for Tina Marie. And before we get started and dive into this interview, y'all go ahead and subscribe, like, share the content right here on YouTube. Unmuted. Follow your boy. I got my hair cut and all. Try to look cute. Try to take the hat off and the glasses or whatever. Say, let me give them the real me. I'm here now, baby. Let's go. Tina, how you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing marvelous. It's Friday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't got no job. You know, you ain't got nothing to do. So,
yeah, I ain't got no job.
Yo, man. Oh, that's bad, girl. You look wonderful.
Well, thank you. You too.
You put your sofa out there in the alley, got your graffiti background and all. Okay.
Right?
You can't be doing that in Clearwater.
You know what? I was really, really bad in college. I hung out with like really bad crowd of females, you know. And so I actually I started a girls gang, all girls gang at University of Akron at college.
Yes.
It just ended up being a book club, but
really? A book club, seriously? There you have it, y'all. That's Tina Marie. Because I thought you were a ratchet girl. Yeah, because I know if you start hanging around us, you're going to have to join a gang in college. Yeah, you're going to have to play hopscotch, run track, play football, and get beat up. I'm just saying. So you did the right thing, joining the book club. I'm just saying.
That's right.
So let's get right into it. All right. Where did you grow up?
In Central America, Ohio.
Ohio. In Central America, okay, Ohio, okay.
Yeah.
And what year? What that was around like the mid '80s, early '80s.
I love you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. It was back in them times. All right. Great.
90s. It was the 90s.
It was the 90s. Okay, girl. It was the 90s. Yeah. Dopeness. So in your neighborhood, 74. 74?
Yeah, I was born in 74.
Okay, all right, cool. That was an awesome time. The 70s was an awesome decade. Okay. So
yeah.
So what was your neighborhood like? Did you see any violence? Did you see any, like, was it a happy place or anything of that nature?
All of the above.
Hello?
Yeah. It was there were tiny houses. You know, when you grow up and everything looks big to you, and then you go back and you're like like our house for 4 people was 700 square feet.
Really?
Like, it was tiny. I didn't realize it was so little. It had a huge yard though, you know, for kickball and frisbee, and we had the best yard ever. And I was a total hustler. I used to sell a lot of things, but
what things you used to sell in that yard, team?
And then my sister and I, we actually created a putt-putt golf course in our yard, and we charged our neighbors. So we were hustlers from like—
Are you serious? Time out. This is already interesting, y'all. Wait a minute. You guys created a putt-putt golf in your yard, and y'all charge people to actually come play?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's clever.
But get this, they had one hole. So we dug one hole because we knew our dad would get mad at us. So we only dug one hole. And then we took one of my dad's putters and a golf ball. And so we would charge the neighbors. So the first hole would be like a straight shot, just, hit the ball right into the hole. The second hole would have a brick in front of the hole. The third hole had 2 bricks. We made like $16 that day.
That's dope. And that was a lot of money for a kid back in the 70s, though.
That's right.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. All right, so let's talk about you. Wow. I'm about to try that in a little bit. I'm gonna go dig a couple holes in my backyard and give that a shot. That's crazy.
I know, right?
Yeah. So how was the vibe in the home? You had a mother, you had a father. Was it separated? Or how was it?
Yeah, so I had a mom and a dad, and my dad's always had a great sense of humor. He was drunk most of my time. The first 4 years, he was drunk nonstop. And then he got sober. So I always joke around, my first AA meeting was when I was 4 years old, and I should have stayed.
Okay.
Should have stayed, but I didn't. I had to go my own path and qualify myself. So. Okay. But my dad always had this great sense of humor ever since I could remember. Like, I remember my friends would come over, the neighbor, kids would come over, and my dad would walk into the room, and he had like these shoes on, and he took the shoe off, and you could see there was something on the bottom, and he smells it. And he's like, oh, and he takes his finger and he licks it. And here he had put peanut butter on his shoe, but we all thought it was dog poop. And I was like,
okay, all right.
He was like the inventor of dad jokes. Like he was a mess.
Yeah, so, like, your dad ain't look there. You can't come up with my friends over anymore. You're just a weird dude. Let's just go get the heck up out of here, man.
That's right. I was so embarrassed. I was like, Dad, my whole social, my socialization, and I'm not having it. And no one wants to be my friend because you're afraid.
You know what, Tina? It's like I have 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they friends come over when they was younger, we try to think of the most funniest thing to make their friends like us and want to be a part. And we come up with the dumbest crap, just like putting peanut butter underneath the shoe. I put chocolate in the pamper and try to act like, I got one of my daughter's baby dolls and try to, sometimes they do that at a baby shower, you know what I'm saying, for one of those games. So my little dumb self, hey, it'll be a great, because, look, we don't believe in separation. So my kids had a lot of white friends and, Hispanic in our neighborhood. So they would come over, them kids ran out the house, man. They thought their father was eating crap. I'm like, hey, boy, no wonder they think I'm full of shit. But anyway, let's move on. But yeah, so so after that, you guys had a good relationship with your father. You was good.
Oh yeah, I'm best friends with my mom and dad now, and my sister. Yeah.
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 That's good.
They're incredible. Yeah, but they all live in Ohio, so that kind of sucks, being this far away from them.
Right. It's still in Ohio, and you're right here in Florida.
Yes.
Hey, they can always come down on vacation. I mean, this is a vacation spot.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Not water, but I'm just saying, you got like 2 pieces of water over there, some fish. You got dolphins. You have dolphins. You got dolphins. You got dolphins.
Yeah, actually, I went fishing. I live on a lake, and I wanted to show you this.
Really? That's awesome. Good job, Tina. You got it. You got it, man.
No, I caught a fish the other day. It was this big between the eyes.
Between the eyes? Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. Well, you're a trip, girl. You're a trip. Okay. All right, so let's go. You had your teenage years, and I want to know when did you pick up the habit when you started drinking? What caused you? You saw, you had a little.
Well, so let me back up a little bit. So kind of, was holiday churchgoers. I never really understood, religion and God and all that. And then at 7 years old, my best friend was kidnapped and murdered. And that's when I made God irrelevant in my life. And I was like, if there was a God, he wouldn't have murdered my best friend. And so I became an atheist at 7 years old.
At 7 years old?
You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't. Not at 7. I knew. Look. I knew. I heard that you were, because I've been, I check you out on Facebook and stuff, and I heard one of your seminars and all, but I didn't know what age. So you was an atheist at 7?
At 7 years old, I was very angry at God. Yes.
Oh man, while we were watching Power Rangers at 7, you was just having a whole, you was pissed off at God. You know what?
I was pissed. Yeah, because I kept thinking, if there's a God, why would he kill my friend? And it was really a really traumatic experience, because it was a family friend that killed her and admitted to it. So it wasn't like stranger danger or anything like that. So it really messed with my head. Right. And I had survivor guilt. So the reason why I share that is because it's very significant in my addiction recovery, right? In my addiction story. So at 9 years old, my mom always says, I didn't have terrible 2s. I had like horrible 9s. So at 9 years old, I started smoking everything. I started picking up. I was smoking paper plates, grass clippings, corn soaking.
Tina, you were smoking paper plates? How do you smoke a paper plate?
You roll it up.
No. Time out. See, Big Mama didn't play that. You get them paper plate, put some greens and some macaroni and cheese on them paper plates. You sit up here smoking the paper plate. Tina, you was doing some stuff. What you was out there doing, Tina? Man, okay.
I know, right?
Did you put stuff inside of the paper plates? You put stuff in it? What was like weed or something like that? Marijuana? You had, what was it, marijuana?
No, not marijuana, not at that age. But everything else I smoked.
Wow. Okay. All right. So
at 14 years old is when I started drinking.
Time out. Let's take a pause. Let's do a little timeline. 7 years old, you become an atheist. 9-year-old is your terrible 9. You start smoking paper plates. And at 14, you begin drinking.
Yes.
Wow, Tina. Just by looking at you, I never would have thought that.
I was a mess. So how I explain it is, and then, from 14 years old to 19 years old was just, I was a wreck. I'm gonna keep it clean. I was a mess. Okay, I was a wreck.
This is unmuted. You can go ahead. Be yourself, Mama. You got it. This unmuted. You got this. Yeah.
Okay. So between that period, I had been raped. I had domestic violence. I was, abused. You name it. I had so much trauma in between those ages. So by 19 years old, I was drinking and using drugs every day.
Every day?
Yes. And then in college.
How much a day did you use?
What, smoking?
You're using drugs, like how much a day? Because every day?
Oh, I would wake up, I would drink. We did Hairy Buffalo, so we had fruit that was soaked in vodka and liquor. So I'd have that for breakfast. And then I would, drink beer or something at lunchtime, drink at dinner. I smoked, I waked and baked, I smoked nonstop. And then I got into dealing, selling. I dated a drug dealer. It was very convenient. And
it wasn't Alpo Martinez, was it? Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say now you got with Alpo. I'm just saying,
This is in the Akron, Ohio.
Okay, all right, cool.
So and I got into stealing cars, and I did a lot. I should be in federal prison right now, to be honest. But I'm free.
Hey, brothers, not the brothers is listening. Hey, look, she bout it from what I hear. That is what I hear, brother. She bout it. She know how, hey, look, I'm just saying, at least you have your back. I'm just saying. Anyway, man, but you did all right.
Yeah. So my street name was Tay-Tay.
Your street name was Tay-Tay? Nah, look, wait a minute. Let's take a quick pause right here, Tay-Tay. Tay-Tay, how many black boyfriends did you have, Tay-Tay?
I didn't start dating black men until I got divorced in 2020.
Okay, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna get to that. I'm just saying, that's all right. That's all right, cool. All right, hey. Okay. All right. So you were stealing cars, drinking, smoking, every day doing drugs or whatever, and you came through all of that. You were still able to function, live, be normal. No.
I was barely living, let me tell you. So I had failed 9 classes in college. So I got kicked out of college. And that's when I was like, maybe it's all the drugs. So I quit using drugs. I was drunk. And I write a letter to the dean of the university. I thought his name was Dean. I'm drunk. And I write this letter in pencil on yellow notebook piece of paper. And it said, Dean. It said, I was addicted to drugs. I quit. Please let me back in. Tina.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they gave it. I went to his office and I gave it to him. I was like, I'm looking for Dean. And they're like, the Dean? And I was like, oh, is that what you call him? Is that his first name?
That is crazy.
So I gave him the letter.
And he let you back in?
I was on probation 5 of the 6 long years.
Really?
Academic probation, yep.
And you say 5 to 6 years? 5 to 6 years? Wait, how long were you in college?
I was told I had an amazing time.
Wow. Okay. My goodness. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. That
is true. That is true. That is true. As long as you get to the promised land, hey, it's all good though. It's
That's
all
right.
good.
Now I'm working. I'm not making much money, but I'm working. So I got sober, actually, completely substance free at 23 years old.
Oh wow.
And
great.
Yes, so that was by the grace of God. He kept me alive till I was 23. And actually, I got to share this real quick. I have always loved reggae music, and I was in my college bedroom. I was on the floor on my knees and I was crying, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm 23 years old. I'm addicted to drugs and alcohol. I am a wreck, a total wreck. And I was going to kill myself. I was right there. I was like, I'm done. This is it. I couldn't see beyond the darkness and beyond the forest, so to say. I couldn't see the light. And so right then, remember the old stereo systems we had?
Yes.
Oh, what were they called? What was I can't remember the kind I had. Anyways, it had the big, square speakers.
Yes,
and
my father had it. We all had them.
Yeah, and then you had
yes.
the CD player. It held like 5 CDs in it. Anyways, my CD player pops on and it's a reggae song. I didn't even know that this reggae song existed because I would rent CDs. I was so poor. I'd rent CDs from the library to listen to.
Yes.
And I still have that CD, actually. I'm sure I probably owe $19.37.
Wait a minute, you kept the CD?
This is why I should be in federal prison.
Miss Librarian, listen, this is not the Tina Marie that went to your college when she was going to college, all right? I actually burned that CD for her. I burned the CD for her. I found out and then I burned it for her, so you don't have to worry about taking her to jail for that, all right? Okay, so I think you're clear. You're clear. You're good.
This CD, it popped on, and the song was "Don't Worry, God's on Your Side. You're healthy and wise." And it was reggae, and I love reggae. So for me, God used reggae to touch me, to open my eyes, and that's when I just had like a come to Jesus moment, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, so maybe there's like a little bit of hope, And then I still didn't become a believer, though. I tried.
Yeah.
I was one of these. I had to try out every religion there was.
Yeah. So then when you did that, God used reggae. He used reggae to get you
That's
God
right.
used reggae. Yeah, man. All by my mind now.
Yeah, man.
All
That's
right.
right.
You use reggae to get you. That is
Yes,
so funny I even have that. But
I
yeah.
know.
Hey, look, in my nighttime, Rastafarian Simp. That's what they call me. But anyway, but he used reggae. So I was going to ask you, like, you wasn't a believer at that time. You didn't even like you, although you heard him talking about God in that song, you still weren't a believer.
I thought, you know what, maybe there is something out there. I started reading a lot of books, and I started going to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and other 12-step recovery meetings. And I realized that, you know, I had a lot of issues, and I had a lot of things that unhealed issues that I needed tissues for.
Right.
But I really needed therapy. I needed a lot of help. And so I went through all of that. I mean, I still, you know, do 12-step recovery programs, and I still go to church, and I still go to therapy, because that's what works for me. I have to, you know, stay on top of that.
Right.
Because those demons and, you know, that negative self-talk, and that I had that survivor guilt, you know, when my friend was murdered. And if you've ever had someone that was unexpectedly killed in your life, you have this survivor guilt, and you feel like it was something maybe you could have done different, that they would be alive today, or maybe it should have been you. And those are some of the feelings I had, was, you know, it's my fault, or it should have been me, you know, she should have been alive.
Right.
I had a lot of survivor guilt. So I had to work through that, you know, in my 20s. But yeah, so I graduated from college in 1999 by the grace of God.
Awesome. That's cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, with a bachelor's degree. I started off in interior design because I wanted to make money. And then I changed my major because a professor said, you know, with a story like yours, you know, God created you for a purpose, and he wants to use your pain for that purpose. And this woman really spoke into my life and gave me hope. And I literally ran from her classroom to the academic advisor's office. I changed my major to family and child development. So I went into social work.
Okay. All right, go.
Yeah.
Go.
So I went straight into social work. And, you know, I got to say, I've always loved humor, and I've always been goofy, and I've always tried to make people laugh. I think humor heals. And
Yes,
I think those of us that have been through some dark stuff, I think we use humor to level, you know, to level ourselves, so that we're relatable.
most definitely.
And I think it's incredible that, you know, we could use humor to cope and to get through a lot of difficult things.
Right.
So I've always used humor my whole life. You know, through high school, I was in drama and theater, and I was always given the comical, you know, bits. And then I was on the speech team, and I did humorous interpretation, which was a 10-minute cutting. So it was basically like a stand-up comedy, you know, set for 10 minutes, but I did about 20 different characters.
Really?
In that 10 minutes. Yeah. And I actually, I didn't realize that I was kind of good, and I was district champion, and I went to the state tournament and all this stuff. And I never really knew my potential or my gifts or my strengths.
Right.
And so I share that because that is important, you know, in my story.
That's actually how I found you and everything. That's how we linked up, you know, doing comedy, you know, and
that's right.
Yeah, you were hilarious. You had and look, and listen, and it's not like it was a lot of different, you know, colors in there, if you will. It was a majority of us. I'm just saying, it was probably like maybe 3 of you guys. I'm just saying, but it was a lot of us in there, you know what I'm saying? And you know, sometimes usins can be kind of tough, but honey, you had them rolling. I was like, she is good. She is awesome. Yeah. But what I want to take,
it was my running man, right?
Yeah. We did it together. Yep. That's right.
My running man when I was dancing.
Yeah. So what I want to take you back to real quickly, so we can go like in a little bit more detail. what was that moment that you found in yourself that you said, I want to quit, before you got to the reggae, before you found yourself on your knees? What in you that, you know, made you want to quit? You don't want to do
Quit
drugs anymore, you know? Yeah, like what happened?
Well, a lot happened. I had been shot at, I had been raped, I had been beat up, you name it. A lot of things had happened, and sorry, my dog's going
No, it's okay. Mine is in the cage chilling, so they try to come in here, but that's why I got the background on. You can't see what's going on in the background. You know what I'm saying? I got somebody walking back there butt naked. No, you don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you got to put the screen up, baby. You got to put the screen up.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. But she's about to go in her cage, and she keeps that up. But
yeah.
So I think for me, there's definitely quite a few moments where I call them moments of clarity. You know, it was like, what am I doing? But what people need to understand is when you're caught up in that addiction, you want to die. So you don't care who you're hurting, you don't care what you're doing, or if you're acting a fool, you just want to die. And instead of actually doing, actually completing suicide, you do it in a slow, miserable, horrible manner that affects everybody around you. It's really messed up. And I remember for me, I always had that line in my head: if I hurt my loved ones, then I would quit. And I had hurt my family, I had hurt my friends, hurt a lot of people. But I also do remember when I stopped selling drugs, and I stopped using drugs. I remember I had this board up in my kitchen, and it had all these people's names and contact numbers,
Yeah.
because when you got the goods, everybody wants to be part of it,
Right.
But then I quit, and I remember erasing the names off because nobody was contacting me anymore. And then when I quit drinking and I started to change my life around, it was like I had one name left, over all those years. And so I remember, for me, I'm a visual person. That was eye-opening to realize I was surrounding myself with people that didn't love me. Also, my best friend, who was my grandma at the time, she had died in 1997. And I remember nobody called me. Nobody went, to her funeral with me. Nobody asked me, if I was okay. And so that kind of opened my eyes too, to realize these people don't care about me. They just want what I have or what I had,
Right.
And so that was an eye-opening experience.
Okay. So you had that eye-opening experience there. And then on to the next phase of your life. Did you get married at any time during that time? Did you think about having children at that time? Because I mean, it takes a lot to even want to get to that point, because you have been raped. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of rape victims, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of them don't even want to be bothered by a man. They don't want to be bothered by children. They like you said, some of them really want to die. So what was your mind process through that to get over, over the rape part?
So I had to get a lot of help, and I had to get a lot of therapy. I went through years. I mean, I still go through therapy. I went through years and years of therapy, a lot of 12-step recovery work, really diving in deep of who I am. And then when I became a believer in 2002, and that was funny because I had two friends that went to a Baptist church, and the one had been in prison and one had been divorced like 4 times. And they were like, Tina, like, we go to this Baptist church. And I was like, oh no.
Right.
I cannot do Baptist church. They said, no. You got to come. Like, they love us. And I was like, they know you? They do a background check? And she was like, both of them were like, no, you just got to come. So I remember going to this Baptist church, and I remember stepping foot into it, and I literally opened the door, stepped foot into the church, and I looked up to see if the roof was caving.
Right. Man, come on now, man.
So here I am, was an alcoholic drug addict and been severely abused. And, I mean, you name it, I have been through so much that I thought I'm not good enough to be loved by God. And that's truly what I thought. I was like, I got this whole laundry list of sins. Like, there's no way he'll ever love me,
Right.
And I learned differently. And I went to a membership class, and it was amazing. And I learned about, Jesus, and I accepted Jesus, and it was incredible. And it truly saved my life. I became a believer in 2002.
Right.
And so it's been 20 years. But
you know what? I know how you felt, because I want to ask you this too, but can't you imagine Jesus like being petty when you come to him like, hey, look, man, look, like, look here, girl, look, you ain't believe in me. So I don't even know who you is. So you don't even need to get on your knees and pray to me at all. So you can just go and go. We think about stuff like that when you try to come to him, because we've done so much. Like, man, hey, look, sometimes he can be petty, though. I just want to put that out there, people. Sometimes he can be petty, but he still accepts you and loves you anyway.
Yeah.
This is a question what I had for you, though. What was the meanest thing you said about God when you was in your atheist mode?
Oh, so I used to call
God, look, it's just a question. This is an interview, man. Don't get me.
I used to call this Catholic prayer line when I was high. And I used to say my name was Sister Marrie, and I would have a conversation for hours with these people. It was so messed up, let me tell you.
You ain't right. Let me just put that out. You ain't right. And Sister Mary Clarence, I apologize for this woman that called y'all prayer lines.
Hours.
You would have a conversation for hours with them people like that?
Yes, for hours. I would be talking to them, and I'm high as a kite. By the end of the conversation, they wanted to give me $500. I was like,
are you serious?
I swear.
Hey!
I was just spilling my guts out. And I used it, I guess, as confessional. I don't know what I was thinking.
So you was high and on the phone with a priest spilling out your guts. Girl, you a trip, man. You a trip. You bold. You very bold. You very bold. But hey, you never know.
I have no fear. I have no fear, so. None
whatsoever? Oh, okay. I can tell. We're going to get into that a little bit down the line here. We're going to get into that. Okay, so you became a believer in 2002, and you went to church, went to a Baptist church, looked up, hey, came in, ain't came in yet. What was that tugging on your heart that you like, hey, look, I know he loves me because I feel it. When did you start feeling that? Like, hey, he doesn't hold me against my time when I was an atheist. Like, when did you feel that?
I'll tell you. So I have tattoos on my arms, and I have two of my favorite scriptures, Jeremiah 29:11. So Jeremiah 29:11, I read that, and it says, so the Lord says, for I have plans for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope in a future, not disaster, and I needed to read that because for whatever reason, I wasn't Catholic growing up. I had this guilt. I had this feeling of that I was going straight to hell. And so I was like, well, I might as well go to hell in a handbag, I'm going in style. And so to realize that he loved me, number one, and that he had hope for me and he had a future for me and not disaster. And so I needed to know that.
That is awesome.
That saved my life.
That is awesome, because that same scripture was on somebody I used to deal with back in the day. It was right on the small of her back. So you can imagine, I'm like, how in the world did this even happen? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done living this life.
I'm not going to ask how you saw the small of her back.
Tina, I couldn't believe, I don't understand why people get scriptures on personal parts like that. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, what? if you're gonna perform a service like that, that's not the place to put a scripture.
Hey, she's smart.
So I got club and put one on my lower abdomen. Now listen, now after you got there, you John 3:16 down there. But listen, so after you so it saves your life. It saves your life, and you've been did the enemy try to bring you back into atheism? Did it try to bring you back? Not at all. Once you were free, you was free.
Oh no, it has not been easy. Let me tell you, I have been through. So I did get married. I got married in 2003 to an atheist Jew. But then he became a believer. He's a worship leader to this day. So I mean, God really, really anointed.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So in 2003, I got married. We wanted to have 10 children, and I couldn't get pregnant with any because of my past drug use. I had messed up my reproductive system so bad. And so I had gone through 3 years of fertility treatments. And then I finally get pregnant, and it was a total miracle. But I was told within 30 minutes, I'm pregnant. The baby's in my fallopian tube. It has ruptured. I have internal bleeding and I'm dying.
Oh my.
So I had to have emergency surgery. So I went into emergency surgery in 2005. Now, mind you, a month before that, I had a cancerous tumor removed from my arm that was cancerous. And then I was prayed over at church, and then the surgeon actually slid it out.
Lord, I love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had that miracle happen. And then the following month, I had this baby in my fallopian tube. It ruptures. I have internal bleeding. I have emergency surgery. That baby is removed. And then the twin of that baby survived all that.
So was it you had twins and one? Oh, Tina.
So my son, Victor, survived all that.
Thank God. Okay, Victor. Okay, short from victory. He's a victor.
That's right. He's victorious. So I give birth to Victor in January 2006, and I wish I could say, we had the white picket fence and it was perfect and we had a great marriage and, all of that. But, we went through bankruptcy. We had foreclosed on our dream house. We had a car repoed. We had, you name it. I have been through it. I divorced him. Over the years, I quit working for the government. I was working for juvenile justice. And I quit working for the government. I did what I thought God called me to do, which was start my nonprofit to open this high school for teenagers, that struggle with addictions. I didn't get paid for 4 months. I didn't get like no pay, and here it's my son and I can't afford rent. I can't afford food. I do want to share this story with you real quick. So
yeah,
I spoke in Orlando. February 5th, I was over in Orlando. I spoke at a women's conference and I shared this. So, sometimes we think we're not good enough, or sometimes we think that God can't use us. And I just want to tell you that I was at a 12-step recovery meeting, and I help a lot of people with their addictions. That's just what I feel like. I feel like I went through all of that so that I could help people,
right,
to find the light, to have hope. And I'm at this 12-step recovery meeting, and I share how I haven't gotten paid, and my electric is about to be turned off. And I knew how much my electric bill was. I knew how much I needed to pay, and I didn't have that. And this woman is high on crack. During the meeting, she shares, she just relapsed. She's high on crack, okay? Well, I had been working with this woman for years. So she comes straight up after the meeting, and she reaches in her back pocket. She pulls out a paper envelope, like a bank envelope, and she hands it to me. She's high. She is high. Oh my gosh. And I take this paper envelope, bank envelope, and I look at her, and she goes, "The Holy Spirit told me I needed to give this to you." And I'm like, okay.
Right.
I open it up. There is $82.47 of cash in this bank envelope exactly the amount of money of my electric bill.
I have a saying, Tina, if God could use a donkey, he could definitely use your ass.
If he can use a crack addict, he can use you.
Exactly. Same thing, you know, just a, you know, talk about the ass in the Bible, people. Don't get so deep on me, Christians, okay? If you're talking about the ass in the Bible, you know, if God is a cliche, it's a little joke that, you know, forget y'all going to hell anyway. But anyway, I'm just, now that's amazing because God can use anybody, right? See, I grew up in a neighborhood. It wasn't the best. Had a great time there, but it wasn't the best. It was drug infested, prostitution, drinking, crack, all that, you name it, it was there. But God kept us, you know what I'm saying? But I remember sitting on the porch as a little kid, and they were passed by the house walking. And I remember one lady, she was drunk or either high one, but she looked up, she said, baby, she said, don't come out here with us. Stay right up on that porch. You hear me? Yes, ma'am. A few days later, an old man was walking by. Now, he was drunk for sure. I watched him drink. I used to give it to him. I didn't know what I was getting him. But anyway, he walking by, he said, young man, you stay right on that point. Don't come out here with us. And I'm like, wow. But, you know, coming from where I come from, the strict Pentecostal, you know, if they're not saved, if they're not a minister, you know what I'm saying, don't listen, this, that, and other. But I'm like, wait a minute. If I had not listened to them and got myself out there, I would have been jacked up. So God can use anybody any given time, anywhere, anytime, period. So you don't even have to be qualified, as the church would say, you know what I'm saying, qualified right. Those standards of having your little piece of paper to say, I'm a minister, I'm this, that, and other. No, you can be a regular, down low regular, and God will use you. Like I said, right. Guys, if God can use a donkey, he can definitely use your ass. But we're talking about the ass in the Bible. We're not talking about the human part that we love so much. But anyway,
so you know, right below that Bible scripture that you were reading.
Yeah. Anyway, man. So that's dope. So I've seen you. You have a way with women. They listen to you, and everybody comes. And I see that, you know, they're so tuned in because you're relatable. Yeah. You're relatable.
So I gotta share this with you. So I've gone into the jails and the prisons because even though I physically wasn't in jail or prison, I was in my own emotional prison, right. You know.
Oh, definitely.
And so I go in and I'm talking to these young ladies in Tampa, and I'm sharing my testimony with them. And this one young lady, she looks at me and she goes, "Why are you so happy? Your life was shit."
Oh.
So then what I do, when they get to that part, you know, when they get to that moment where they're like, whoa, like, why is she so happy? She's not high. She's not drunk. You know, she like, why is she so happy? You know? And so then I share then, you know, about my faith. And, you know, today I have joy. Today I have peace. Today I can love, you know.
Right.
I couldn't do that before. And so now that I have Jesus in my life, I can. And so I use my testimony to reach women and give them hope, and to let them know that no matter what you've been through, you know, I've been through some just in the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And
I know.
And every morning I was waking up and I would say, you know, I got a Father, I have faith, and I'm good. I'm expecting him to do a miracle. And I'm telling you what, he is so faithful and he's always on time. It might be the 11th hour, but right. He is always on time. And I just want, you know, if anyone is struggling out there today, I just want you to remember, just trust him. Just trust him and just have faith, because he will show up, and he is a miracle maker still.
He definitely will. And I'm a witness to that big time. And now you say you have peace, you can love, you can move forward, you can have joy and peace. And also you like black guys. Tina, listen, I noticed, you know, look, you on Facebook with it. You know, but now, before we go to that part, you started doing other things besides just ministry, right? You started getting into bodybuilding, body shaping. You were losing weight. I'm like, what, Tina? I don't remember this, Tina. Tina's lifting weights. She's losing weight. I'm like, Tina, what you doing?
You want to tell them what you really said to me?
Man, we gonna be doing all that over there. You started looking. Yo, you a trip, man. So what you went on this health plan? What caused that? Because
Okay.
I mean, out of everything you've been through, when I saw you, you didn't look fat, flabby, or nothing like that. So so you went on a health plan. Like, what caused you to do that?
So I one of the things I didn't share was I had gone through 11 surgeries in 12 years. So I had 11 surgeries, boom, 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 3 of which saved my life. So it wasn't like elective surgeries, like, you know.
Right, yeah.
I think I would have got something if it was elective, but I missed out on that. I'm still waiting for puberty.
Okay, that's you a trip, boy. I can't wait to your next show. You was a trip.
Please, God, please bless me. It's great though. I can like shop in little girl section stuff for bras, but
oh my God.
So I had 11 surgeries in 12 years, and so 20 years ago I tried to compete in bodybuilding, and I just couldn't eat right. Like, I'd have a salad and then I'd have like 6 peanut butter cups, you know.
Right.
And I couldn't eat right. And then actually 10 years ago, I started to lift, you know, I've always been very athletic. In high school, I did cheerleading, gymnastics, tennis, and track. I was the only white girl that ran the 4x100.
Really?
And the 4x200. I should have known then. No.
Shakara Richardson, if you're listening, honey, there she is right there. They let her run. But go ahead.
So I've always been very athletic. And 10 years ago, I started to train again. And then I had to have a bunch of surgeries and all this stuff. So in 2019, I started to, no, I'm sorry, 2020, I started to fast from sugar because I realized I was using sugar at like just all of my other, you know, vices, all of my other addictions. I started to eat sugar. I was addicted to sugar. So I started to fast from sugar, and I lost 35 pounds. And then I started working out. At 46 years old, I competed in a bikini competition for bodybuilding. I won't show you the pictures, but they were online.
All right. If you want to see those pictures, you have to go subscribe to my Patreon. If you want to see, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
My fans only. No, I'm joking.
Come on.
I do not. I don't have a fans only. And they shut that out. But if you go to the NPC, you know, look up NPC bikini competitions. But anyways, I'm on. You know, you can look at the stage pictures. But I don't really share that because there was not much material. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
When my dad found out, he was like, "Oh no, please don't share like these pictures." And when he found out how much that bikini was with the rhinestones, and he was like, there's like no material but like covering up a little bit. He's like, what did you pay for? You know?
Oh my God.
But lots of sequins and rhinestones. But it was, you know, it was a goal of mine. And what I truly wanted to do was I wanted to show my strength on the outside, externally. The strength that I had internally, I wanted to show on the external, you know. And so that's why I got into bodybuilding.
Could have just moved some furniture or something, you know.
What's that?
Could have just moved some furniture or something, moved the refrigerator around, you know what I'm saying? You could have done that, you know, but you said, no, I'm gonna get in this bikini.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you what I'm really made of.
That's right. That's right. Yep. So I got up there.
And
I
honey,
did my
I
thing.
must say, honey, I must say, it was awesome.
It was so, I tell you, it was, I've met the best women. Most of them are supportive and encouraging.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them, but you know, you'll have that. And it's been a great journey. Now I'm trying to get my mind right. I'm trying to get back because I'm competing again in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm 47 years old now.
Just do me a favor though. Do me a favor.
What?
Don't get hard like us. Don't get hard like us. You know what I'm saying? Because I was training. I'm going back into it next week. Back. Yeah, I'm completely got it. He completely healed my body. I'm bronchitis free. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Couldn't sleep at night. Couldn't breathe. Multiple rounds of steroids and inhalers just so I can breathe.
Oh.
And I got fat. And all the pumping iron and all the stuff that I did, all my cuts gone. So
you were on the wrong juice.
Yeah, that's the wrong juice. So now that I'm completely healed and I can breathe now, no inhaler, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to go back and chop. Let's get back, baby.
Good.
Iron Man got to come back. Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and what's nice is, you know, when you have that physique and the, you know, the whole muscle memory. So, you know, I mean, even though we are older and it takes a lot longer to build muscle and all that, but our body pretty much, you know, gets back into it pretty quick. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that we got that beautiful story out the way, along that time that you was doing this, you met a nice, handsome brother. And I said, oh, Tina like black men. All right. Tina like black men. See, the last guy that I had on here, Larry said he wanted him a nice little redhead. But Tina said no. Tina said no, I like me a little brother. Well, you start like a black man, Tina. The world want to know. Crime man want to know.
When did I meet you? 2019.
2019 it was. Yes, it was.
It was when we did our prison.
Yeah, I got that picture right here in my phone, man. Yeah, that prison pose we did.
Wait, you have your phone? Wait, hold on. Let me look at my phone.
You don't have no pictures of Lord Archie. How do you still got a flip phone, Tina? Come on, man. What? Oh God, deliver this woman, man.
Let me tell you, I found this right before I got on. It was sitting on my dresser, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Do you remember trying to text on me?
Yes, I remember. You have to like tap the numbers like 5 times before you get to your actual letter. Yes. Take 47 minutes to text one message. Yeah. Golly. You still got that? Man.
I don't use it, but I have it because there's videos of my son singing when he was a baby on here. So I'm hoping I can get those off there.
Right. You can. Just take it to somebody and they'll be able to get it off.
I hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. So you switched over and this is, what they said, once you go black.
You keep bringing it up.
I'm just saying, once you go, you can't go back. You can't renege now. You can't go backwards.
This is true.
Now, okay, since this is the time that we're living in and stuff is reoccurring, did you catch a lot of slack about that?
So it has opened my eyes a lot. For example, when I was looking for a place to live in January, I went to this one place and just, within a mile from where I live right now. And when I pulled up, there was 2 white men sitting outside drinking beers. It was 5 o'clock. And they had pickup trucks and then they had some flags.
Yeah, we know what that is.
What the flags were, but I was talking my boyfriend on the phone, and he's like, run. He's like, don't get out of the car, run. I said,
Right.
I'm just gonna look at it, you know. And so I looked at the place, and the real estate agent's like, you know, what do you think? And I'm like, the place is actually nice. The rent is a little high, of course, like everywhere else, you know. And I said, but I'll be honest, I would never live across, you know, within, it was like a duplex. And I'm like, I would not live anywhere near those neighbors. And he just like looked at me and was like, why? And I was like, because my boyfriend is Black and he will never be able to come over. So sorry, you just lost a sale, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. So there's, you know, there's moments like that where I have to take in consideration. And my boyfriend said, he was like, I would never come over because, you know, it's very evident that they were not, you know.
Right, not friendly to us. I understand. Yeah, you know, and it's sad that
I'm
we're
like,
still living in those times.
2022. Really?
Right. We're still living in those times. It's sad though. But
It is very sad. Yeah. And then also, you know, I've had to learn, like my boyfriend, we go shopping and he'll buy something and then he has the receipt and he holds the object he bought with the receipt as we walk out of the store. And I was like, well, why don't you ever get a bag? Or why don't you ever, you know, like, why are you holding the receipt? Like showing everybody. And he's like, that's just what I got to do, you know? So there's things like that where it makes me realize that we live in a messed up society.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And it's heartbreaking. And I think it's just, it's not fair and it's heartbreaking. And, you know, that's just, so that is something I've learned. But yeah, it's, other than that, it's been incredible. So
that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that last part. It's been incredible. Have you, since dating us, have you learned how to play Tonk? Any card games, dominoes, or Tonk, or spades? Because honey, you can't mess up on spades while you're playing in the black family. You can't do that. So I hope you learned how to do something. You know, play PS5 or you know, you got to learn certain things when you be with us, baby. You know, cook greens the right way with flavor.
I have perfected mac and cheese.
You have? Okay. Great. We'll find that. Oh, we're going to find that. We're going to find that. Trust. We're going to put it right there on social media. We're going to find that. So that's good. That's good. Okay. But baby, learn how to play cards.
Yes. Well, I've taught my boyfriend how to play phase 10.
We don't play that over here, baby. We don't play phase 10. You got to learn.
I know. He's learning.
Uno, you know, is multicultural, you know, Uno. But baby, when you with black people, you gotta play some spades or something around there. Somewhere around there, dominoes, somewhere around there, you know. When you slam that card on the table, you got to slam the right card and know what you're talking about. Otherwise, you will get cussed out.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that. All right. Last question for you. Your message to the world. You've been through so much. You've been through hell and you came back. You've been through abuse, came back. You've been through a lot. What is your message to the world that signifies you?
What's my legacy?
Yeah. That somebody can come out and say, hey, look, I'm going to use her strength. I can feed off of her strength to do what I need to do to get out of this relationship, get off of drugs, get out of this terrible situation. What is it?
Yeah, I would say that, you know, my stage name is Tina Talks Truth. And I always say the truth is that there is hope. And I think that would be my legacy is I want people to know, no matter what your circumstances, that there is hope. You know, it doesn't matter if it's abuse, if it's been, you know, addictions, if it's been whatever adversity, that there is hope and never, ever quit before the miracle happens.
And there you have it. Tina Marrie Miller, y'all. Tina Marrie Miller. That might have been ending right there. But where can everybody follow you? Social media.
I would prefer them to follow me on social media, not in real life. No.
Okay, that's truth on that. Much respect on that.
Tina Talks Truth. Tina Talks Truth. Instagram, Tina Talks Truth. Facebook, Tina Talks Truth. Twitter, Tina Talks Truth. Everything. My website, Tina Talks Truth. Yep. Yeah. YouTube.
Dopeness. Okay. All right, guys. That was the best of the best. Tina Marrie Miller. You can overcome anything and you can change your life, even if you're an atheist. All right. I appreciate you coming on Unmuted.
Thank you.
Very fun interview. I appreciate you. And listen, we're going to stay connected. Keep doing what you're doing and keep helping the world.
Thank you.
All right. Signing off. Deuces.
Bye.
Bye. What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Scott Simpkins, a.k.a. Simp7. Thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart that you took the time out to watch Unmuted. This is a new show for me. This is something different I was doing the podcast, but I want to bring positivity to the internet, to all of my viewers and listeners, something positive. We have celebrities coming on, NBA players, football players, whatever, we have it coming on. I just thank God it gave me a vision to do this. Listen, if you like what you hear, and if you like what you see, subscribe right down there. Go ahead, tap that little button down there, tap it. There you go, and subscribe, become part of the Unmuted family. Listen, there's no big eyes and little U's. If you want to interview and come on and tell your story so you can help somebody else, put a smile on somebody else's face and laugh a little bit and enjoy yourself, hit me up and I will bring you on and we'll talk about anything. Just be respectful. So we are Unmuted. I am Scott Simpkins once again. Thank you, my guys. Peace.